I've journaled in French for 30 days and I've seen a huge improvement in my writing. If you find it hard to keep up with learning a new language, I think it's a great way to spend a few minutes each day to apply what you've learned so far and have some fun while doing it. For the first 15 days, I got into the habit of writing in French each day to talk about my daily routine and fun things happened that day. When things became a little bit repetitive, I would make it mindful by writing down a few things I feel grateful for. To keep things simple, I'll use a notepad for journaling. After I'm done writing, I'll use a red pen to check if there's any grammatical errors, but there's no structure at all. So the first thing I've learned is to build a system that works for me to track my process. On day 19, I found writing down on paper becomes a little bit messy when there's corrections everywhere on the page. So I transferred them onto Notion. Even though French words came to me more naturally by this point, I feel like something was missing. That's when I started thinking about making a journal prompt that I could use and incorporate some French learning to give me more practice. This is what my journal prompt looks like. There are 4 things I need to complete in French. So the first is, what did I learn today? It can be anything from a YouTube video or a podcast to a news article. I will talk more in detail about the materials I use for this part later in this video. The second part is the 3 things I've learned. So here I gave a summary of what I've learned. If I learned a new French word or expression, I would also use it here. So the next part is the quotes or sentences that I really like. I write like a kid in French, so I wanted to collect some useful or high-level expressions for future use. And the last part is, how do I feel about the learning today? So this is really just a conclusion. I want to have a quick check-in with myself, some words of encouragement or some reminders to memorize vocabulary, and etc. I've also decided to create a page for the new vocabs that I've learned while journaling. It's just a very simple table. The word itself, what it means, and then I'll have an example sentence. In my opinion, choosing the right content to watch is also important. If it's too difficult, you will get overwhelmed and lose interest. So I've found some YouTube channels in my 30 days of journaling that really helped me to learn French. I'll also link them down below in the description. First one is Easy French. I love their street interviews. One of the recent videos, they asked people in Paris about their opinions on reading and some book recommendations. The conversations are very natural. They show you how French generally speak on certain topics. There are also subtitles which make them easy to understand. This one is also my personal favorite, Peppa Pig, their official channel in French. I had so much fun watching it. It's silly, but it keeps me focused. When learning a new language, I prefer watching cartoon than anything else. Some of the episodes are extremely long, like 2 hours, so I often just watch for 10 to 15 minutes because surprisingly a lot can happen in these few minutes. I don't watch this one very often because some of the content is basic French, but I really like the French conversation ones. I like to follow along and also practice my pronunciation. It's also a good way to see how conversations in French flows. Sometimes if I'm tired of information-packed videos, I will also go for French vlogs, but I haven't found one that I love. So if you guys have any recommendations, I would love to know. I also want to talk a little bit about building a habit. It's hard to build at first, especially if you have a busy schedule. What I like to do is to dedicate 10 to 15 minutes each day to French. language. When learning, I also pick content that I know I'll enjoy so I don't overwork myself. Keep in mind it's okay to get caught up in work and lose track of your habit. I didn't journal for 5 days. I know, because I was traveling, but also just because it's hard to be consistent. But I quickly pick it back up. As long as you make a little bit over time and get back into it, eventually it will become one of your daily rituals. Today concludes my 30 days of journaling in French. I had so much fun and I think I'll keep doing it. I hope this video also inspires some of you to start journaling. I think when learning a new language, it's important to have some fun, enjoy the process, and be patient. French is such a beautiful language, and I can't wait to become fluent in this language one day. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I want to post more videos on language learning and personal development. So, thank you for watching.